I mean, Chloe gave me a nice bracelet, but we ain't getting paid. So who is it we lying for? It ain't like, Chloe did an auction after the show so that women could bid on us, so women could bid on the man who said stuff that made them feel the best. Who we got to lie for? But it's like nobody wants to accept the truth that puts them in a bad light. There was a guy who was on the panel that really, really agitated me because it's crazy. 6 degrees of separation. I actually knew three of the guys. I actually knew two of the guys on the panel. Um, the third guy was four of us. The third guy I didn't know. Chloe put me and him on the same side because she said we was gonna be the troublemakers. I don't know what that means because I ain't never a troublemaker. But the show was in response to what women had questions for the men. You with me on this, Mo? So they want to know why we do certain things. They want to know this. They want to know that. You know what I'm saying? They want to know it from our perspective. Chloe did a good job of introducing everybody. She gave the pertinent details just for a quick introduction. Our name, yada yada yada. She even said that me and one guy were married. One guy was a pastor. The other guy was a personal trainer. Gave him his props. For the women, if you want to get in shape, go check out this brother. He gonna get you in shape. So the show it's going okay. His first couple of answers was kind of blase because he says, "Oh, I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man," and I don't know what that means. One of the things I told Trina, I'm gonna tell you something about me. I'm not an easy guy to get along with. I know this. People love me or they hate me. And guess what? There are some who just don't give a shit about me one way or another. Because I don't evoke a emotional response from everybody. But anyway, somewhere in the show, Buddy decided to take a jab at Chloe and make it personal. And we had just talked about why men don't check men for being disrespectful. Chloe, Lord knows I wanted to take over your show. But it was your show, so I had to keep it professional. But he turned into what we talk about men being scorned. I say, I ain't sure how many friends Mo got, because Mo probably a little bit more selective by his friends on social media than I am. Because for me to do this show, y'all know I told you I'm in like 90 groups because I like to put information out there and see what the people are saying. Then I can come back and say what I see. What I believe it or not has no bearing on it. But the more people who I see doing something, it has nothing to do with how I feel, because my feelings don't only apply to me. This is what I'm seeing. People are doing this, and this, and this, and this. Because I'm learning that some shit on social media is carrying over into real life. When I met Mo, we were in a group that was supposed to be for grown people. But there was a guy who was extra petty and he loved to talk in third person all the time. And then one day somebody caught him slipping and he decided to just start going in on women. But this is the perfect guy. He was saying, oh yeah, when I get a woman, the first thing I'm going to do is disable box. Because they ain't boxing me when I get a woman. He was always promoting. It was cute. Dude, why you giving out all these tips? Whatever his name was, because everything he posted was that. And he was doing this whole thing about promoting himself and Derek Jackson and the rest of the men in the group. Oh, if your man don't post a picture every day with you, then he really don't love you, because when I get a woman, I'm posting our picture every day. I'm going to let the world know every hour I'm on Facebook, yada, 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 yada. But anyway, this guy chose to say something about Chloe that had no bearing on the show, because he was scorned. And I wanted to really address that, because this show is about us, not why Chloe didn't choose you. And you don't even know what's going on. But this is what men do, because I'm thinking, I'm seeing. And I'm going to take me a drink. I'm going to let you have this. But what I'm seeing is that men are becoming so effing sensitive that women have to lie to us to protect our fragile male egos, because the biggest threat to society at large is white Christian nationalists. The biggest threat to black women is black men. That bothers me. Don't give me some good news.
I don't know if I got good news, but I'm gonna follow up what you was talking about. But the one thing that this is just my own opinion, man. I think for a long time, men have been sensitive, but they've been in denial. And I'll put myself in that bucket as well. You know, I had to learn how to get out of that space. It's a scary, ugly space to be in that denial space. And you know, the real thing is, what kind of woman wants a dude that is uh, like that doesn't even acknowledge his own feelings, his own sensitivities? You know, that's gonna be hard for you to be with a mate if that's the space you're in. You know, but a lot of us had to go through that transition. Yeah, I've been through it. You know, there was a time where I felt insecure holding my girlfriend's hand. You know, and that's a damn shame. But that was my mentality, and that's a space I had to go through. I had to get some understanding and knowledge, and wipe away all of the poor training I got as a young adult. I got a lot of poor training from adults who had poor training. You know, they came to me talking about, that's soft and this is soft and why you doing that, and remember how you look, and your boys come before your woman and this and that. So all that bad training, man, that turned me into something that I never wanted to be. And I had to work my way. It was a lot of work, but I had to work my way out of that. And a lot of us are still in that space, and we need to get out of that because our women deserve a lot better, a lot better.
Yeah, because all it does is it promotes violence and subversion. Because I am I'm a force her physically to bow down to me. It's close to that. Yeah, we can't even have conversations now. Because ladies, I will tell you up front, lie to a man about his sex. Because if you tell a man his sex ain't good, this dude is gonna call you all kind of names and he might turn violent because we have become so sensitive. And it strikes me whenever I had this conversation, I say men are way more sensitive than women. Oh man, you crazy. Men are always logical. And I tell them, I said, see how you raising your voice at me about that? That means you're already getting agitated.
Yeah,
That means you're getting emotional.
yeah.
No, no, no. I said, yeah. I said, bro, come on. I said, the facts don't lie. Men have always been the more emotional sex. Men have all, no, no, where you get that from, man? That's some gay shit. I said, so maybe we're all gay and we just don't recognize it because we're in denial. I said, what is an emotion to you? I want to make sure you understand emotional. I said, look at pro sports, just under a microscope. Pro sports is dominated by men. Look at the end of the Super Bowl. One team is happy, you got another bunch of men crying. Why are they crying? It's emotion driven because we all lose stuff, but they put so much passion in the game. And see, they know how to channel it where we don't. When something happens, we become aggressive and we try to put it under the logic. But what is the logic in fighting? Where's the logic in fighting? There ain't none. I work at clubs. I ain't seen women fight because somebody step on their shoe. I ain't seen it. I worked at clubs for 20 years, but I seen plenty of men fight about a shoe. I seen plenty of men want to fight because they bought a woman a drink and she started talking to another man. What is that? Oh, no, no, that ain't emotion. Well, what is it? What is it? And we don't want to accept this. And this is where I applaud the ladies. And it sucks, but many a lady has stayed in a bad relationship for security, for their kids to have a place to stay. You know why? Because it was logical. They were no longer emotionally attached, but they didn't want to be in the streets, especially if they had a child. Whereas a man, when his woman cheats, he will leave a happy relationship because she decided to have sex with somebody else. You don't understand. You're right, I don't. Because she wasn't a virgin when I met her. And because I have dated women, and as a single man, I have slept with married women who I knew weren't leaving their husband. Because women can be just like men. As a matter of fact, they are just like men. Remember, we split 50-50 with the chromosomes and the things we get from our mom and our dad. It's 50-50. So they can have sex for pleasure. Are we really that stupid, Mo, that we don't believe women have sex for fun? That it's only when they fall in love with us. I'm gonna ask you a personal question, Mo. Blink twice. The first time that you and your wife had sex, were you in love? I know it's a long time ago, but
Nah, man, no,
so
no. There's a progression to that to relationships. You don't start off in love. You know what I mean? I don't care what
Exactly.
you say. And I'm not trying to,
And,
I would never be disrespectful to anybody, but that's just not how it works.
and I'm like, if you understand that most of us, the first time we had sex, there was no love involved. So why do you think women have to be in love to have sex? That to me, that's super illogical and shows me how stupid you are. Oh, women only do this when they emotionally attached. You gotta be shitting me. You, I've dated women who could get theirs and keep moving.
Yes, sir.
I'm 58. This ain't something that just happened in the past 7 years. This was when I was in my 20s. Hell, as a teenager, I knew women who didn't catch not damn feeling. Not damn. So all of a sudden now, you think this, and then you got a woman on the side. You got a woman you cheating with. Did she tell you to leave your wife? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man, I just wanna, you might have said it, but I just want to put an accent on it, and that is what makes men think they can have sex and not catch feelings, and women can't have sex and not catch feelings, or feel. I think a lot of men out here think once they have sex with a woman, they're special now. Nah, man, she just had to get us off, man. That's all. Once that was it. It wasn't nothing else to that, And once you come to terms with that, you start understanding what real relationships are all about. That was just sex. That's one aspect of the entire relationship.
And the crazy thing is these same dudes is the ones who going around passing the meme about women who got dudes on speed dial. So if you know she got dudes on speed dial to get some, one that should tell you something about you, but two that should tell you what you think she in love with 20 people. Because we quick to call a woman who has a body count of more than one a hoe. But for us, it's natural. Again, 46 chromosomes from our mother, 46 from our dad. 92. Everything is pretty much 50-50. We just got an extra Y gene, I think it is, that makes us male. But we're the same people. We're the
And look,
same.
if you ain't emotional, how do you know how many people she got in the phone on speed dial? How do you know that? That's not logic. That's somebody having feelings and emotions. And why you need to know what this woman's doing if you haven't committed, if y'all not in a concrete relationship, who cares how many people she got in the phone on speed dial? That's on her. That's up to her. She grown.
But we got to come up with something to try to bring them down so we can make them feel guilty about being humans. Because again, the last I read, humans, not men, humans are the only, well, we used to be the only creatures that they knew that had sex for pleasure. It ain't always for procreation. It's for pleasure. We've been doing this forever, forever. It's even in that little book by the big guy. And but again, we'll try to knock a dude down because, oh, you doing this. But Mo, you my age. Then Superhead kept a man, and everybody knew what she did. Superhead getting married. So who does it matter to? Um, the
Well, not
Kardashians can't stay single.
and
Go
not
ahead.
only that, how you get a name like Superhead and be respected? Come
And
on,
she
man.
ain't getting and she ain't getting bottom of the barrel dudes.
No, no, not at all.
So it's, oh man, ain't no real man gonna marry her. And it makes me wonder, who is this real man you know so much about? Because whenever I ask the dudes how many real men they dated, here we go again. They get emotional and want to fight. You don't see that you want to fight me as an emotional response to this whole thing. You
That
want to fight me because I said we're emotional. See,
hey, DVP,
go
I
ahead.
gotta say this, man, before you move on, because before I forget. But
Don't get don't get me in trouble.
no, I'm gonna get you in trouble, man. But there was a woman that told me this, and I had to process it and accept it. It might sound simple to everybody, but for me at the time, just hearing this and processing it, I had to really understand it. But I had a woman tell me that jealousy is an emotion. Dudes get jealous a lot. Jealousy is an emotion, fellas. So don't sit here and call women emotional if you got any signs of jealousy within you.
But and it's like, do you even know what an emotion is? Because everything you're exhibiting, you're just dude, come here, let me take your blood pressure right quick and see that it's elevated. You know why it's elevating? Because you're getting emotional. This ain't a calm conversation. I thought we was
Get
just
triggered.
talking. Yeah, you really ready? You really ready to fight me? Cause I said you're emotional, and you don't see that as emotional. I don't want to fight because I'm just stating a fact. I mean, that's like somebody gonna fight me because I say I'm a Democrat or a Republican. What the hell are we fighting about?
Yes, sir.
And we don't get this, and then we don't get the again, ladies. No offense, y'all. This is just the best term I can use. We don't get why these dudes act so bitchy because you cannot stand on your own merit. You try to bring other people down because again, using your terminology, if I'm gonna be a simp or a sucker for a woman, wouldn't it make sense that that woman should be my wife or a woman that I'm trying to get closer to? I mean, I'm just saying the logical transition to me would say that. But hey, maybe I can't got control over my emotions either. Um, Trina had a friend who said something crazy. Trina said to him, um, some woman asked him out to go have coffee in conversation. And he was like, anybody who know me know I don't drink coffee. So Trina says, drink some cocoa and STFU. Be happy that someone even want to see your ass. He says, and I want you to listen to this because to me this is all subliminal. He says, don't nobody want me. I tell the truth too much and female energy types don't like the truth. So, Mo, I know you married, but act like you single for like 42 seconds. If you had a trait that drove women out, would you keep exhibiting that trait?
Absolutely not. No.
And I'm like, dude, so whatever you're doing drives female energy away. So I could be wrong, but to me it sounds like you're saying you like dudes. Because if we found out, and I'm gonna stick to this, if we found out that women prefer that men wear skirts, we would wear skirts. We would wear skirts. But y'all don't care for that, so we don't do it. Because we can say all these great and cute things we want, but men who are successful, who are happy, who have their pick of women, do things that women like to have done. See, I have learned in my experience, women like for men to feel like they're in charge. Even though me and Mo, we're gonna blink twice, but we know who run our relationship. We know if they want the house painted, what real say so we got. We just want to be asked, make us feel like we matter. But most of us understand that the bulk of what's going on in the home is run by the woman. We don't feel the need to be tyrants, and she gotta tell me every single thing she doing. Man, I ain't doing nothing. She gonna do it my way or no way. But you do know that your way is why you've been single for 47 years. I'm gonna pick on close friend again. Oh, I'm just single because I ain't found the right one. But you've been engaged twice. You've been engaged twice because I'm paying attention. You you walked away from one because she had an abortion. I get why you left her. I don't get why you didn't know she was pregnant. See, that means you wasn't as present as you thought she was. Because you should have knew something was happening anyway. She had to tell you that she got an abortion, which means you ain't around that much, player. I'm just saying that's what the facts say. Then your second marriage, you didn't get married because she had a bad child. I'm listening. When did the child turn bad? 2 weeks after you proposed? Or was the child bad all the time? And you just going through the motions trying to get some coochie. I'm just trying to understand this because, yes, we play games. Men are excellent game players. Because, Mo, and we're going to take a break in a second. Mo, would you not agree that in its biggest concept, life is a game? There's certain things that we do to win, and there's sometimes we fall back, but it's still a game because everything ain't life or death. But you got to make wise decisions because the purpose is to win this game. Would
Yeah,
you
I
agree with
would.
that in general?
I would say, yeah, I would agree with that, but it's a serious game because there's real
Yeah.
world consequences associated with those decisions. So yeah, I would say it's similar to a game, but it's, you know, there's real world consequences associated with decisions you make.
Right. You can't just hit a reset button and start over. All right, we're gonna take a quick break because I'm getting the message from my bosses. So we'll be right back. Going to get y'all an adult beverage and come back and talk to me. Let's see what's going on.
Belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
Oh, we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell them mama hungry.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for mental health and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org.
At CDW, we get speed as the new currency of success.
Our team spends way too much time tending to outdated applications and software when they should be focused on driving application agility and innovation.
CDW Amplify Development Services modernizes software and application development to help accelerate innovation and digital transformation.
So you mean building new applications, UI, and mobile interfaces?
Well, you said you needed to innovate more quickly.
Oh, so he's a listener.
To do more at scale, trust CDW Amplify Development Services.
One bite of 100% Angus beef ballpark frank, and you'll say, hello, summer. Oh yeah, it's ballpark season.
Bounty versus the old family dish towel. Drying with a fresh sheet of Bounty leaves your hands cleaner than a used dish towel that can carry and redistribute food residue. So ditch the dish towel for better hand hygiene. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Stillman College is an HBCU in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where we prepare students for a different world. Stillman is a college of distinction for last year and this year. Our largest majors are business and biology, followed closely by psychology, criminal justice, and history for pre-law, communications, English, and religion. Our newest degree programs are in the Department of Computational Sciences, which covers cybersecurity, data analytics, and math. The Biomedical Academy prepares students for competitive entry into health professions and graduate programs. We have established summer biomedical research internships with major research institutions, such as the University of Alabama, Drexel and Temple Universities in Philadelphia, the Salk Institute in San Diego, California, and the universities of Florida, Indiana, and Iowa. We became creative with social distancing and masks for the pandemic. Our students enjoy movie nights at the stadium and the new Melissa and Davis Legacy Courtyard, where you can eat and enjoy friends. We have the Divine Nine Greek letter organizations, student government leadership, and ambassadors. Our small class sizes, nurturing faculty, and friendly environment let you know that Black Lives Matter at Stillman College each and every day. Applications are free. Sign up at discover.stillman.edu. Complete the contact card and apply today. Stillman College, where we prepare students for a different world.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Whether it's advice on managing your anxiety or tools to help you stay grounded, Coping-19 provides a range of resources and self-care tips to help you cope with this pandemic. We can help. Find the resources that work best for you at coping-19.org.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
You know, there's a thing, and we don't want to discuss it. And it's 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna get more, which we're gonna go into out there. We got 2 more topics, but there's a such thing as toxic masculinity, and you know nobody wants to address the toxicity of today's outspoken male. We were talking about something. I wrote it down. I keep hearing people keep saying that there ain't enough good men and that women outnumber the men. And all I say is look at the census count. It doesn't support the argument. When people talk about Atlanta, and I'm from here, and I listen to what they say, oh, it's 20 to 1. Oh, it's 18 to 1. Well, the census says it's 1.1 to 1. Okay, and if we take jails, the census says it's 1.1 to 1. Now, what happens is that the fuckboys who become so loud take themselves out of the equation, because if I'm more interested in making Mo happy than I am in making Trina or Mel or Chloe or Antoinette happy, guess what? I take myself out of the equation. And because now I ain't part of what you're looking for, ladies. And yeah, the worst part is that when you got good men like me and Mo and we get in a relationship, we voluntarily take ourselves out the market. Then you got to deal with these women haters. And that's what messes up the whole numbers. But I would guarantee you that in 30 years, I'm sure that Mo has come across a couple of good dudes who asked if his wife had any good girlfriends. Because, see, that's what happens when you're a good dude and you find a woman. Your grown-ass friends want to know if she got some friends, because that's what they want. The other dudes, you start learning who your circle is, who hating on the fact that you got somebody, now you ain't doing all the same shit. You go ahead and know what they doing. They doing their fuckboy stuff. And are these the guys that you want? Because if they're not the kind of guys you want, why even listen to them? I don't want to be disrespectful, but when I listen to certain women say, who have told me in the past what I should be doing, or this or that, I look at them and think, you would never be on my radar, so whatever it is you're saying doesn't matter to me. And ladies, I ask you to do the same thing. When you get these guys who saying that you ain't this, or they got this, or they got all these options, look at them. You know, Trina has a couple of friends and she does it herself. they will look at guys who try to berate them and like, look at you, dude. You can't even get a woman, but you trying to say what I need to do to get a man. I would never want you. If the guys don't fit in the category of somebody that you may want, why are we even giving them that energy? Why? That the hate is real. The threat to their masculinity is real. Understand. Mo been married for 30 years. I've been married going on, I forgot. I'm finna get in trouble. But there are times that we don't get along with our spouses. I'm certain there are times when they say shit that we might not take the right way. But it ain't a long-term thing where I think we feel like they challenging our masculinity. They may be challenging us because, guess what? I'm going to say this for me. There are times when I fall short. And I have said, I need a woman who will make me stand back up, won't let me get away with that shit. She's not challenging my masculinity. She's challenging my energy. She's challenging my leadership because I ain't doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's not emasculating me. That's just not letting me be a fuckboy. It's just not, that's it. That's all I see. But that's why I want a woman who is strong enough to say, hey, what kind of shit you on, player? Step up. I don't think I ain't never had a woman say, man, you ain't shit. I'm gonna take over this relationship because you don't know how to lead. Oh, damn. Even then, I would take that as a challenge because what am I doing that's not there? So, this is something that we have to look at. Is it true that men only marry for suitability and stability and women marry for love only?
Can I run some stuff
Go ahead.
before you do that? Let me
Do
run
that.
some
Go
stuff.
ahead, do your thing.
Keep that one in the corner pocket because I got some stuff I gotta get off my chest, man. So look,
get off your chest. Let me sit back here on my drink.
I gotta get off my chest, man. Cause listen,
Mel, get Mo the camera. You don't even need to show me. Put Mo up there by himself.
No, man, no. It ain't that serious. But look, the thing is, man, I'm saying I see it. Damn, she wasn't joking. All right, I see a lot of women out here that they end up dealing with some serious problematic men, and possibly through no fault of their own, or maybe the guy flashed something shiny and nice in front of her, and she got fooled. But here's the thing, man. I want you ladies to do this and this is for real. It don't have to be me. It don't have to be DVP, but it got to be somebody like us. Start getting references for these dudes. When you go get a job, they check your references to see what you've been doing in your past history before they say you can come in, you can get an interview. You know what I'm saying? We got some interest in you. Let us see what you're all about. Talk to a dude. Find you somebody that you believe in, a guy that you trust. We can smell the bullshit when it comes out the gate. I don't even need to talk to a guy. If I'm in his general vicinity, I know what he's about just from the way he moves. Maybe all he had to do is say a few things, and I'll be like, already got him sized up. I want DVP to co-sign this, so you need to bring me back in. But I want to see if DVP co-sign that, just so y'all know that I'm bringing you the real. But find you a dude that you trusted, somebody you believe in, an uncle, a friend, somebody you trusted, somebody with a good, solid relationship, somebody that had problems in their relationships and was able to overcome that. It don't have to be something that everybody. There's a lot of people out here that try to go through life and say, "Oh, everything's been perfect." I had a friend like that. He said, "My dad and my mom, they never argue. They argue once a year." And I admired the hell out of that. I'm like, man, that's pretty good. Until I started getting in my own relationships, and I was like, I know he was feeding me a ton of bullshit because it's not that easy. There's a lot of different issues that you can that come into play and things you have to deal with. And I'll just say this right here. I wrote a book on policing in America, and the one thing I could tell you is that there's some good cops and there was some bad cops that I ran across during my research, and it's the same thing with these men out here. There's some good men and there's some bad men. But here's the thing: the good men, we gotta step up because we should train the bad men. That way they can maybe recover and become good men. You know, I'm not saying that's on us, but we got to make ourselves available for that, because the bad men, they might not even knock on your door and say, yo man, let me I need some help, man. I keep striking out. I keep messing up my relationships to this and that. You know, they may not show up, but if we see it, we got to step up. You know, step up, knock on the door, say what's up. You know, what's going on. You know, what you need help with. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm gonna say. You can bring me back in now. I got it all off my chest. I'm good now. DVP, man, what you got to say about some of that?
Hey, and you know, and I was telling, it's funny, I was saying this to people, ladies, find a guy who you know will be brutally honest with you in the midst of the shit, and ask them questions. We all need that, because sometimes we put ourselves, as Bible's talking about, sometimes both men and women put themselves in a victim category. A man, to me, will do it quicker, because we don't like to accept failure. So we will blame it on somebody else. So if a man gets with a woman and she dogs him, he will attribute that to all women. Whereas women are notorious for giving dudes second, third, 28 chances. Dudes don't generally give one chance, and then it's a wrap, because they fear that emotion again. They fear what's going on. They fear that they may lose themselves. So, ladies, when you ain't sure, ask somebody what you're doing. You know, it's funny. I had a friend that called me, a friend girl who called me, and she was telling me some stuff, and I was listening to her, and I was like, "That's not even you. Why are you acquiescing if you're not happy?" And I was like, "You a take charge kind of girl, but you with a dude who won't have a conversation about something that went wrong, and you let him get away with that." I said, "How did that happen? You an in your face kind of girl." And she's like, "What are you saying?" I say, you won't challenge him on it. He knows that you're an upfront girl. He knows that you're an upfront girl, but you haven't challenged him. So you have told him it's okay for him to be a fuckboy. And she was like, "Damn." She said, "Did I really?" I said, yeah, that's what you did. Because other time you call him on his bullshit, but this time you ain't calling him on it. So you told him it's okay to be like that. And she was like, "Damn, I never saw it like that." And I said, "Yeah, I see, She said, "That's why I call you." Yeah, we have to sit back. We have to sit back. And sometimes we have to step outside of ourselves, because the message that we may be sending may not be what we mean it to be, or may not be the message received. So when Mo is saying these things, ladies, sometimes you gotta let people know. You gotta hear it from somebody else to make sure that you're projecting what you think. You may have done it honestly or innocently and not realize it was a bad thing. So get an outside voice that you trust. I couldn't just let it fly in my face. Trent, it was a bug, but it was something else. Stop playing. See, y'all couldn't see it. That bug was harassing me. It was harassing me, Trent. See what she did? She challenging my masculinity. Don't be challenging my masculinity. She emasculated me on the show. That's just the craziest shit I've ever heard. And, listen, what we have to do is we have to take stock in what we do. And I said this at closed show. Ladies, don't drop your standards for a guy, because that's all he wants you to do. Because sometimes we're not meant to date. Everybody got to know when they just end up for the sex. Dudes have a harder time with that than we want to admit. Dudes, not men, dudes. And we get caught up. We get emotional attachment. We say we don't, but, and don't get me wrong, I think women are crazy too. But the stats still bear it out. Who's more violent during the breakup, men or women? Men are way more violent during the breakup phase. They're way more violent. Why is that? We're emotional. I mean, we're supposed to be logical. If we're logical, we know that nothing lasts forever. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I played sports. I've cried when we lost some games, but that's because we was good enough to win. The games where we wasn't a better team, I didn't cry about those games because we were never really in it. We were in over our heads. You know what? We were happy to be there. And life is just kind of that simple. But here we are. And every time I see men dogging women for having choices, for having standards. Again, you want your man to have a job. What was the thing? Oh, women only want men over 6'3". Well, damn, that's less than 4% of the population. Men only want women who make six figures. Well, damn, again, we talking about less than 5% of the population. So you mean to tell me you think 5% of the population is running all the women? Mo, how many married friends you think you got? You got more than 10?
No.
Okay. Well,
I got about 3.
Okay. But you seen married people. How many times is the married guy 6'3"? It ain't that many people that's 6'3". They stand out because that's why they stand out. There's not that many of them. And then for six-figure guys, I looked at my thing. I know about 30 married couples, and I'm looking at them. It's 2 of them that's over 6'3", and I know at least 30 people over 6'3". Hell, 2 of the ones I know, the guy is 6'5", his wife is 6'2". Shit, they both trees. So when men will keep perpetuating this to try to make up for the fact that they're losing because they ain't shit. So when me and Mo and I was single phase and we go out there and we got swag and we got whatever it is and the women want to come around us, guys always want to throw some shade at us. You know, it's funny. I was telling a story about back in the day. I used to hang out at the strip club, partly because I worked there and partly because I just like being there. But I'm at the strip club one day and I'm single. And it's probably like 5 or 6 girls. They around there. This back when the strip club had games. We playing the games, you talking and talking. And a dude walk over and said, nigga, who you? Why all these girls hang around you? Ain't even spending no money. Little young kid. And you know, he looked up at me like he wanted to raise up. And I was like, see, young fella, if I was you, I would have asked, what am I doing to get these women as opposed to trying to threaten me? Because right now, they ready to cut you up. And it ain't about me spending money. They like my energy and vibe. That's something that most dudes don't understand. Men understand this. It ain't about how much money we got. Because I will say this till the day I die. And I got Chloe, Stephanie, Antoinette, Trina, Ari. Women will have sex if they like you. It has nothing to do with money. If she likes you, you ain't got to spend a dime on her. Oh, yeah, Mel is here too. That's some of the truest shit ever. It don't require money for them. It's a vibe for them more times than not. We think we got to do extra shit to get them because we don't recognize the game. They like our personalities. They like the fact that we make them smile. They like the fact that we make them laugh. They like the fact that they can feel secure around us. All these things cost $0. Now, what gets us over the top is if we got a job, if we can handle our business outside of the bedroom. Because again, fellas, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all can have sex with a dude who ain't got no potential to be Mr. Right. Because y'all looking for Mr. Right now. So it don't require no money. It don't require that. A little smell good, a little dress nice. Let him have all his front teeth. Yeah, no. You're so silly, Antoinette. Ain't nobody studying you. I gotta watch you. But these are the things that loser dudes who are the loudest don't want to understand. Oh, D got all the women because he breaking bread. No, D ain't. D broke. D's just cool. You, on the other hand, you got plenty of money, but you smell bad. You ain't got no teethuses, and you talk funny. They don't want to mess with you. They just want to get your money and go. So we would love to talk bad about each other. We'd rather bring each other down. Again, the biggest threat to America is white Christian nationalists. The biggest threat to black people is black people. The biggest threat to black women is black men. This is what we have to stop. This is what we have to stop. And to answer one of your other questions, Chloe, the reason why me and Mo can't stop them enough is because there are times we'll just walk away from the conversation. Or we'll start deleting people who don't belong around us because we don't want to be guilty of association. So sometimes we stop seeing these ain't shit dudes. I see more ain't shit dudes when I go to Trina's page than I do on my page because I like to call them out. See, I had a friend.
Can I add to that?
Yes, sir.
remember where you at. I just wanted to add to that because part of the campaign here is, part of our campaign here is not to, kind of address women. It's to say, hey, this is some of the things you're gonna have to deal with. But this message here is to say, listen, if you got a pool to pick from, just look at all of these different aspects of the man that you're picking from, or of the woman that you're picking from. And that's what part of this show is all about. It's for us to give the information, but to actually make it happen, we powerless. We're powerless. We can talk about it. We can come into a group and speak on it and say, watch out for this and do that and be careful here and be careful over there. But to actually cause the change, that takes the individual.
And I want to piggyback on that. Another thing I said, I think part of the biggest problem from my perspective from women is that not that you want to get married, it's because that you're looking for marriage. You're looking for marriage. So you'll tell yourself what you hear is that you got to not want this and not want this to make a guy who you never wanted more eligible. And then you're up in a shitty marriage. Keep your standards up. Just quit looking. You'll find the right person, when you're not looking. When you're looking, when you're hungry and go to the grocery store, everything looks good. Everything, because you're hungry. And ladies, this is something that I have to tell, and it's not just y'all, dudes do the same thing. When you're hungry because you're tired of being by yourself, you start lowering your standards because you think you got to, because that's what the shitty people been telling you, and the shitty people are the loudest. It's always the people in the cheap seats who making the most noise, because the people at the bottom, they know how to act. So they're classy. So everybody, oh man, ain't no man gonna do this again. How many men have you dated? You wouldn't do that. Ain't no man dude, stop with that shit. Stop with it. I like a type of woman. Mo likes a type of woman. Everybody has a type. That doesn't mean we got to be disrespectful to other types of people. As an opinion, sometimes your type, which is a preference and not a priority, can be overruled because they got something else that you value. Which is why you should have a list of preferences and priorities. What are the things that are required in a partner? The sooner we understand that concept, the quicker you can stop making bad decisions. Because if they don't meet your requirements, it doesn't matter what they do that makes you feel better. What are your requirements? Let that be your first list. Because we keep talking about the 80-20 rule, or it's been written about. But if 80% of what they bring are things that you like, but not things that you need, then you're taking all the food out of your mouth to try to appeal to something. I saw a guy who made a post and he did this. He made a post saying that meat causes diabetes. Meat causes diabetes. I'm just thinking, how fucking stupid is that? So, dude, where you get this from? Oh, you do the research. I done the research. Vegetarians get diabetes. If meat was a cause of diabetes, then there would be no major sports. All football players would have diabetes. Those are major meat eaters. All wrestlers more than half the world would have diabetes. I got diabetes. Oh, so you got it. So now you're trying to say all meat is bad. And when I start hitting with the stats and stuff, now I'm a slave, nigga. Now I'm listening to what Master tell me. But dude, look at your first statement. You used to work out in the gym and eat healthy. You still got it. Maybe it's just you. Why do we try to make everything apply to everybody? And when somebody try to educate us without being disrespectful, I will go to is disrespect. And that's what we have to start paying attention. If you challenge somebody and all that comes out is disrespect, you already know it's bullshit. You already got a clue. Bullshit loading. Bullshit loading. They don't want to be challenged. Part of the reason I like having Mo on the show, part of the reason I like having Joe on the show is because these brothers will challenge me. And they'll be like, yo, I don't know about all that. And then they'll get their opinion. They don't tell me I'm wrong in my thought process unless I try to present something that's factual, but they give me theirs as well. And then we can debate, we can share facts and debate how we feel about them. A couple times already, Mo has said, this is how I feel. This is how I feel. when you tell me something is true, I honestly believe it's my job to show you why it's true. Not my job to tell you to look it up. Not my job to tell you to look it up if it's true. That's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
look what Trina Marie wrote. If you can't be corrected without being offended, you never grow in life. And that's a fact.
I'm a grown man. I don't need to grow no more. What you trying to say?
Yeah.
You know, but that puppy chest. We got to take another break, but we'll be right back, y'all. We got to hear the steam going, so we'll be back. We get a drink.
This is Carlos Brown, letting you know that we're on the move. You can now catch the Carlos Brown Show beginning this July on the Black College Sports Network each and every Saturday from 11 to 1 Eastern Time. That's 10 to 12 Central Time. Same time, new place. On Facebook at the Carlos Brown Show and Black College Sports Network. Online at www.mybcsn.net and on the BCSN app available on Google Play and the Apple App Store.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Of course your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
It's just up here on the right.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a sixth sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
Hit the field, warm up. You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yeah.
So you.
It is.
There's a Buick that fits your life because at the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Itchy, squirmy, scratchy, family not getting clean? Get Charmin Ultra Strong. Go get 'em. It just cleans better. With a diamond weave texture, your family can use less while still getting clean.
Goodbye, itchy squirm. Hello, cream bottom.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
Maureen is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon, so now she's free to become Maureen the Merrier. Food is her love language, and she really loves her grandson. Like, really loves.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
Stride K-12 powered schools are ready to put over 20 years of being a leader in online education to work for you. Dive into curriculum designed for the online classroom. Team up with state-certified teachers trained in virtual instruction. Take control of your child's education journey. Discover the power of personalized learning with a leader experienced in preparing kids for a future they can be excited about. Take charge. Stride K-12. Enroll now for the fall.
See, Head & Shoulders has scalp shield technology. Protect.
I got nervous just then. All right, we back. Mo want to slap the shit out of some people, so I'm just... I don't know where I lost control of the show and agreeing. I don't know how that happened. But, you know, serious on, and like I said, I wanted to call this the aftermath just because of the destruction that we're creating amongst each other. And we love to blame other people. We're loving to blame other people. Oh, let me not forget before I get in trouble. Where your question, Antoinette? Did you take it down about why men marry? Is it true? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me find it so that me and Mo can answer it.
I got it right here.
Is it true that men only marry for suitability and stability, and women marry for love only? Go ahead, Mo. I'm gonna let you get that one first.
Well, this is the question is looking for a standard. I don't believe there's a standard out there. I think everybody has different motives or different reasons for when they do stuff. I don't think it's related to gender or status of if you grow up poor or if you grow up rich. I just think everybody got their own personal reasons for why they do certain things, and I think a lot of it is developed as they go through life and see different things and learn different things that kind of shapes them to be the person that they're going to be. That's my perspective on it, but it could be something else, but that's how I kind of see it.
I think this is an age thing. I think when you're in your 20s, you marry for love. Once you pass 27, you realize there's more to it than that because you've been in love more than once or twice. Stability, I don't know. I think men, and this is again one of those personal things. Some men marry because they don't want to be alone. Some men marry because they need this another person. Some do marry for suitability and stability. Yeah, some of the marriages I've seen as a cop were strictly for a place to live. Women, I think women are doing the same thing. Once you pass 20, love is cute, but it's not a good reason to get married anymore. There has to be, you're more into what can we build, what can we do. Like I said, when you're in your 20s, you're in college, love is all that matters. That's all that matters. But as you get older, there are more things that you need more things in the picture, which is why as you ladies are getting older, these older men are complaining so much about you wanting so much from them. When I made the post about people who are perpetually unemployed, why are they dating? You're 46, you've never had a career. You still a clerk somewhere else, but you want a woman to give you a chance. I ain't knocking this 46-year-old brother who may have been in the pen or wherever, but if you are making the minimum wage job, why is it that you are trying to date? Seriously, just admit you want to have sex and be done with that. But all the other stuff, you need to give a brother a chance, taking a page out of the Mo theory. For a brother to have a chance, he need to have something going on about himself. See, again, if we're married, we have a profession. I'm sorry, not married. If we're dating, we have a profession, a career, some savings. We've had some, you can see where our life has been based on some good decisions that we made. See, that gives you a reason to join our team. So that if something should happen and I should falter, you can hold me up. Not pick me up. You can hold me up because now I ain't leading like I should because something happened. This is my belief. You should have no problem holding your man up. You shouldn't have to pull your man up, especially in the beginning, because you already know that he wasn't there, unless he's the kind of guy and you're the kind of woman who wants to be the head of household and your guy doesn't mind being led. But why is a 40, 50-year-old man asking for a chance to prove that he can do this or he can do better? I do this show. If I'm doing this show as a 58-year-old man hoping to get a contract and this is my life, then I am not, in my mind, I am not dateable because I don't have anything. So why would you trust me when a guy is 50, 60 years old, want to be a rapper and he ain't did nothing with his whole life, no savings, no nothing. This is fun for me. It is fun meeting people and having conversations. This is not how I make my money. This is not how I plan to survive. So these are the things that you have to look at, in my opinion, so that you are not making bad decisions. So that, ladies, you are not being punked into marrying a guy with potential. I'm not sure what potential looks like as a grown man.
Yeah, when you go to Yeah, when you go to so I'm gonna put it this way: when you go to a job, you know, usually the first thing you got to do, what they want to know, they want to know about your history, your past. What have you done? What have you achieved? What have you accomplished? So you got to get them a resume, right? So when you having conversations with a man or a woman, my personal opinion is that you need to try to understand their relationship resume, because the things that happened in the past, along with the things they did to grow and correct themselves, is going to let you know all about that person. Everything you need to know is going to be right in front of you. Now, I know a lot of people, probably including myself, that we got the resume, we looked at it, it says, okay, there's something wrong here, but guess what? She just looks so goddamn good. I'm throwing this away, man. I don't need to know none of that. Later on, we pay for it. You know, that's probably happened to many people out there. But get that resume, get that relationship resume, understand where they're coming from, have those conversations, have those talks. Hey, you know, we grown people here. You can have a good time while that's going on, but then once you make your decision, don't second guess it. Follow through.
And that's why you got to know some of this stuff. Again, yeah, dating a man with potential, Chloe, at our age, dating a woman with potential. If that's what I'm looking for, that is insane. Now, if I'm a man of means and I can afford this, Jeff Bezos can date. He can date for love, whatever he wants. So ain't nobody you can't bring money and support to the table. You can bring him support as far as his person. But yeah, after 40, potential means you've been making a bunch of shitty decisions. That's what it means. So why would you let a man who ain't made no good decisions be your decision maker? When I look at the housing market, I'm not knocking anybody. Time is everything. But with this housing market, Mo got a house. So that means he ain't caught in the crunch. So when you're looking at certain people who haven't positioned themselves well, why would you let them make decisions for you? When I made the post about ladies, if the man that you were in love with, he was living in the house that him and his ex-wife used to have, would you move into it? And I'm looking at these ladies say no. See, to me, they're canceling themselves out because I have a house that's almost paid for. I got equity in it, but because another woman lived here, you don't want to stay in it. You want me to get a new one and start over from scratch with no equity. See, to me, that's a bad decision. For me, if you got a problem with staying in a house that somebody that lives, because we can change furniture, we can get a new mattress, we can get new curtains and all that. That ain't gonna cost nowhere near as getting a new house, especially in today's market. But as I'm seeing certain women saying, no, I ain't moving in, and I ain't single, but to me, it tells me that they're not mentally prepared to build because they want you to start over being financially insecure. To me, that's a red flag. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to add something to that because, you know, the fact of the matter is he had you before I had you. So forget about the house. You know, the house came later on. And I'll just tell you a funny story that happened to me where you know, this was early when I was dating the woman who was my wife. Now this was early on. And she had on these gym pants. I had never seen her wear these gym pants before. And I said, where you get those from? She said, these are my ex-boyfriends. And she said, I'm sorry, you want me to get rid of them? I said, no, you can keep them. Because I got that nigga pants and his woman. So, you know, it wasn't nothing though. It didn't bother me, man. It didn't affect me. You know what I mean? So you just, that you got to put that in perspective.
And it's like, you know, using that example, it's like, yeah, I don't care. I don't need you to have a shirt that says you and X on so, but if you got some, who cares? Because I'm not going to sit here the things that other women have given me and get rid of all of them. Someone gave me some really nice gifts. If it don't say DVP and some other woman, to me, there's nothing wrong with keeping it. I wouldn't ask a woman to get rid of it. And it's funny you say that because I knew a guy who asked a woman to get rid of a man asked a woman to get rid of all the lingerie she had because other dudes have seen it.
Yeah. So, but I had that discussion. I had a group discussion about that. And you know what? The skinniest, kind of dorkish looking dude in the group said, how does that make sense? Because he had the woman. So why are you asking her to get rid of the lingerie? And man, as soon as he said that, the whole group was like, you got a point there. So, you know.
And they don't see that as emotions. Because, you know, because I try not to be, despite what my producer says, I try not to be offensive. But what you gonna do about her coochie? You know, he been there. What you gonna do? Make her get with it and go get a new one? I mean, if that's where your mentality is caught up at, you're. I can't say stupid or ignorant no more because I've got called out. You're mentally challenged. You're mentally challenged, and you might be a fool. Can I use fool? I use that. And ladies, when you see these traits coming up, don't sit back and think that they might change or they might grow out of it, because they might, they might not. And if they do not grow out of it, then you stuck with them because you put yourself in an unenviable position because you were looking to get married. So you putting yourself in a bad spot when you see some of these people. Because I guarantee you, even as married men, we look at some of the things these women post, and we know that they ain't gonna never get a good brother based on their social media posts. Because social media does allow a lot of people to speak their truths because they think you don't know them or won't ever meet them. So I can't say everything about social media is bogus. Yeah, there's some gangsters who want to step up and always threaten you. But for the people on your social media who you know, look at what they post and see their truest mentality when nobody's in front of them, when they don't have to look at the glares or have somebody be like, man, are you serious? Because they can type freely, especially in groups. Especially because now they don't really give a shit. They'll say things, and if the crowd turn on them, they'll be like, I was just playing. No, you weren't. No, you wasn't. It's insane to me that ladies that they pimping y'all to fall for this, and y'all are smart enough to know what they doing, but you still play the game with them. Sometimes, ladies, for those y'all who are looking for a truly a good man, but whatever definition you give a good man, some of y'all are missing out on good man because y'all are fucking around with court gestures, and a good man sees this. And when a good man sees you fucking around with a court gesture, he diminishes your value. He ain't gonna tell you this. He just ain't gonna keep hanging around you no more because he's seen what you were doing. Just like y'all watch us and see what we do, we look. A lot of men are still, we have aggressive tendencies, but we shy in the beginning because none of us like to be told no. Dudes is out there watching you. They watching you. The most aggressive dudes jump in your inbox, but there's some other dudes, they just watching, and they seeing how you carry yourself. They're seeing if you posting pictures with everything out. To see if you hate men. To see what it is before they decide to come at you. Every man cannot handle a strong woman. And unfortunately, it's because of us that y'all have become strong women. Because clearly, we will leave y'all. Clearly, we will impregnate y'all and leave y'all. Clearly, we will impregnate y'all and leave our seed behind just to blame you for raising my son soft when I didn't want shit to do with him. Clearly, these are all the things we will blame for. We don't take any kind of accountability, responsibility for our actions because you only got pregnant because you wouldn't keep your legs closed. Again, I did the research. Mo smarter than me. Mo, when a woman opens her legs, is that what get them pregnant?
No.
That's what my research said. It take a little bit more than her opening her legs to get pregnant, players and playettes. It take a whole lot more than that. But you know what it takes for her to be a single parent? For a dude to walk his ass on off. Because ain't nothing she can do to make him stay. Nothing. But guess what? Them same single dudes who have babies will blame every mother, every single woman with a child for being ain't shit. And you know why he can say that with the authority and honesty? Because he knew he wasn't shit and you let him hit it. Don't take this personal, but he knew he wasn't shit and you let him hit it raw. So now he can say you ain't shit. Stop falling for that trap. If he ain't shit, stop doing whatever it is you're doing. If you just want to give him some, make him strap up. But this is how they're getting their data. And as much as I would like to say it's wrong because we all make mistakes, this is what they use to try to shame you. Because it's funny, these dudes don't ever claim their children. But when you do the research, they're paying child support, minimum amounts, because they've been hit with child support. But they ain't going to tell you that because they don't have to. Where it's hard for a woman to hide her child. So it's easy for me to say, oh yeah, ain't nobody going to deal with these women with children. But I can say I don't have any children. And who's to challenge me on that? If you don't know, you don't know. Oh, so yeah, look at that. Trina got kids, Chloe got kids, Stephanie got kids. Oh yeah, y'all ain't got no choice to fuck with me. I ain't shit. But ain't nobody gonna want y'all. Y'all got kids, so y'all might as well come on and be ain't shit with me. Yeah, forget the fact I ain't got a job. You know ain't no man gonna want you. Ain't no good man gonna want you. You got kids already. You damaged goods. So ladies, if this is true, if it's true that you damaged goods, ask yourself, why the fuck is this dude in my inbox trying to get some? Just ask yourself that. Why is he trying to get something from a damaged good woman? I just want to know. My bad, I forgot Ari was there too. Ari's another woman. And these are the things we got to do. But we have to build up more self-empowerment groups. Ladies, get you one to get you. Invite 2 or 3 dudes in there who you know are honest, who will call you on your bullshit. Because you can't just do it by yourself. You can share the stories. Trina has become good at this, at blocking dudes who ain't shit, who want to bash women. I want to do it sometimes, but you know what they say? Keep your friends closer and your enemies closer. I want to see what these people are saying so that we can start trying to eliminate them, so we can start calling them out and put that scarlet letter on their head. See, I ain't going to tell y'all what Mo said about wanting to fuck some people up on the break, but Mo got some vicious thoughts. But this is what we got to do. We have to call them out. But unfortunately, around me and Mo, they're not going to say it in front of us. They'll say it to y'all in the dark. They'll say it to y'all in your inbox, knowing, ladies, that you'll make a post about people in your inbox, but you won't share their post and call them out. Ladies, if you want these men to straighten up, go on and put the whole inbox with their name up there. Call them out. Let your sisters know that these guys are out there so they can't bounce from girl to girl to girl. Because this is what they are doing. They'll hit 5 or 6 girls. Y'all make a post, but nobody will say his name. Won't nobody say Mo keep hitting me in my inbox. Won't nobody say DVP study trying to get with me, but he got a wife. Call him out. Call him out. Put him out. Stop the aftermath where they got you feeling less than, or they taking away your positive energy. Because, you know, the greatest invention ever created, the greatest creation ever in the history of histories, right after pizza, is a black woman. But Lord, y'all are the most wanted commodity on the planet. I don't care what these lame dudes try to tell you. Y'all are wanted. Don't forget that. And if he don't want you, tell him to leave your page. Tell him to go away. Life is just that simple. Don't just, no. Oh, I ain't nobody saying nothing about no cheesy bread, Trent. I said, hold on, pizza's one of them things that make life better. Listen, I could have said bacon, but, you know, because bacon is up there with pizza. Bacon is up there. But, hey, leave me alone. But seriously, you know, this is what we got to start doing. And Ari, Trina, Antoinette, Chloe, sometimes when you're having these dumbass debates, send more friend requests. Tag us on your page so we can come in there and straighten some people out. Because one thing about it, we ain't offended. And I think, based on the conversation, me and Mo both accept the fact that we are emotional, but we can manage our emotions. See, once you accept something, it becomes easier to manage. See, it's kind of like my depression that I suffer from. It took me a while to accept it. So therefore, I was always in denial about it. Therefore, when I made bad decisions, I would blame anything except my mental condition because I did not want to give it life. But then it hit a stage where I had to accept it, and I spoke on it, and now I will talk about it. But as long as I'm in denial, I'll never have to address it. But Mo good dude, he gonna speak up, and he gonna make you stand up, ladies, and know that, hey, y'all the shit. in a good way. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I just want listen. I just got this one. I just want to drop this one jewel right here for the ladies listening. Uh, when you go on those casual dates or you go on that first date where you're having dinner or whatever, one of the questions you want to put in your toolbox: where did you get your definition of a man? That's going to be a critical question for somebody to answer. If you start stuttering, get up and leave. Just get up and leave. You know what I mean? If you can't answer that question because you got, the qualities you need to answer that question have to be passed down. You got to get them from somewhere. And if they're passed down from the wrong person, then the mentality and the way this man approaches things is going to be off. You know what I mean? You need to get that from a reliable source. And that's why a lot of women, that's why they look up to their dads and they say, I want somebody that's like my dad. If your dad is a good dude, I want somebody that's like my dad, because that the way you see women, deal with women, you're going to get that from where this person got their definition of a man.
And that's a good date question. But one of the things, and Trina has said this during our conversation, one of the things that I need for you ladies to start doing, especially if you're over 30, which is pretty much all of y'all, before you go on a date, have some telephone conversations with this dude to see if he is worthy of your time, to know what his truest intention is. I don't understand why you are dating somebody and y'all have never had a conversation. See, you're setting yourself up for failure. Talk to him and see if it's worthy of your time, so that you don't get caught out there with a dude who thinks, if I take you here, you got to give me sex. Or if I do this, this means that. Get you know through conversation, not through text. Get to know who you are about to go out with and why you are going out with them. Is a conversation that interesting and stimulating that you want to sit and ask questions and see their facial expressions? That's when you ask the question Mo said, ask him about his definition of masculinity. Find out where these things come from. But through a phone conversation, you will know, you may not get to know his mentality, but you'll know why you're going on this date other than for a meal. Know if it's worth your time and energy. Know whether it's worth your time and energy. Because hey, right there, you getting to spend time. You may know that he ain't got shit to say. And if he ain't got shit to say, guess what? He ain't gonna have shit to say in person. He just looking and hit it. And this is what you gotta do. But did you have something, brother?
Yeah, I just want to ask one question. Maybe just people can put in their comments, but I'm just curious, from the women, how many times has your intuition been correct? All right. Out of all the times when you didn't listen to yourself, you know what I'm saying? Where your intuition said, listen, don't mess with that dude. He's stupid. You know what I mean? And you just went along, you said, well, let me give it a shot. Let me see what happens. I'm curious, how many times your intuition has been correct? If it's 100%, 80%, point is, listen to yourself. You get signals that you probably don't even know you're getting. Women got all kind of tentacles. You got feelings, you got, the way somebody physically moves. You got all kind of indicators of whether somebody's going to be a good person or a bad person. Don't ignore those things. I know women family members who just ignore the hell out of those signals, and every time those signals are right, and they end up with some loser that just brings them a life of hell. So I'm just curious, man. I'm wondering if it's real or if it's not.
Oh, it's real. See, and he asked the wrong question. The question should have been, Mom, I'm going to help you out. The question should have been, how many times have you ignored your intuition only to find that you should have paid attention? It's crazy how many women will ignore it. I knew something, I felt something wasn't right, but you did it anyway. Why? It's there for a reason. And it's like, when dudes do it, man, I knew I shouldn't have walked through that door. So why did you walk through the door? Because it's like, I just wanted to be wrong one time, which makes no sense. Who wants to be wrong? Who wants to be wrong? You feel something, and it's crazy. I was working as a cop one day, and I got to a house, And I went to the next house. They said, why you didn't get out? I said, man, I'm just not feeling this one. They'll be here tomorrow. And you gotta not ignore that. Because for most of us, it has never failed us. When that spider sense is tingling, don't sit there and try to be better than the spidey sense. Just going on. When you having this conversation and you ain't feeling it, go on and end it and go on and block them. Because when we ignore our intuition, how many people can say they ignored their intuition and something good happened anyway?
Yeah.
The only good thing about ignoring your intuition is you learn a valuable lesson. That's it. You learn a valuable lesson that you would rather have not learned. But you learn. Don't ignore your own intuition. Damn, I ain't got a good feeling about it. Oh, baby doll, it's my cologne. I'll change it. Don't ignore your intuition, ladies. If you ain't feeling it, don't be feeling it. Because everybody got a story to tell you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I know. I was just gonna say, man, I can't tell you how many times it saved me. You know, I mean, I'm sure you got your own stories too, but I can tell you, you know, just that them hairs on the back of your neck, your intuition kicking in, just saying, you know, sometimes I don't even have an explanation for why I didn't or why I did do something. It was just all intuition saying this is the right thing to do. Do you know why? Nope, I don't got a clue, but I know it's the right thing to do, and 95% of the time, it was the right thing to do.
Yep. I mean, just don't do it. And that's what when it comes to people, same way. And this is who we gotta be. I wanted to show y'all something, but I'm gonna talk about that on another show. Hey, here's a quick question for y'all. This is for you too, Mo. I'm thinking about. I'm gonna do a poll. I'm trying to see how I can do one. I'm thinking about scheduling shows so that y'all know on the first week we're gonna do this, second week we're gonna do that, third week we'll do this, fourth week we'll do that. Do y'all like that idea? Or do y'all like the randomness? Because I wanna. There's some things I want to do, and I want to make sure for some of the stuff y'all want, y'all know when to come. I like the randomness myself, but what do y'all think? Do y'all think I should be a little bit more schedule friendly, or y'all cool with the randomness? Let me ask Mo first, since he's my super duper co-host, and I need for y'all to interact more with Mo, because Mo don't know it yet, but he been drafted. So when I have to take a vacation or two, Mo gonna host the show because Mo a good dude. So I had to draft him in front of y'all, so I had witnesses. What do you think, Mo?
I forgot the question now, man. Why you hit me like that?
Cause my dad said, "Hey, man, when you want something, don't ask questions, because then they can tell you no." So I was gonna ask you, but I was like, "Nah, if I ask him, he may say no."
That's
I
a
don't
good
want
point. I think, I think, you know, to get more interaction, you know, you probably get more interaction on the shows where you tell the people what you're gonna think about. But I don't know, you know, at the same time, the randomness is good too, because people have input. You know, you know, people who have experienced certain things or been through certain things, it don't take all data to come up with an answer. You know, they already, it's like you experienced it, you've been thinking about it a long time before you got on the show. So I think both work. But you know, if people want to know, you know, I like to hear the feedback. If people want to know what is going to be talked about that day, you know, so they can you know, have ready-made answers, that's fine. But I think also the randomness is good too. So I don't know if I have an answer for you.
Yeah, because I don't normally tell the host, and I'm not saying like the day before the show. I mean, like if I say like every third Wednesday we're gonna do Law and Order, every second Wednesday we're gonna do relationship, every first Wednesday we're gonna do that's what I mean when I say planning. What do
Oh, I
y'all think
see.
about that? Yeah, the
Topic,
first
topic
Wednesday
at the
for
topic
this.
level. Yeah.
Yeah, that and
Yeah.
that not the day before.
Yeah, I
Okay,
like that.
and so that's what I'm looking at to help. And that's what I think. I think some of y'all just come for the randomness because y'all love to ask me what I'm talking about. And it's just easy for me because sometimes I ain't focused. Sometimes I ain't focused. I think Trina be drugging me just in case I get on here and I can't control myself. Just know that Trina be drugging me. But this is what I want to do right quick before, because I got Mo. He was supposed to come last week. I'm gonna have to call him out. Mo, I still ain't got my book yet, but that's a whole another subject. Give us
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk bad about you because I got you here. Give us a quick something about what we supposed to talk about. You're supposed to tell me something about stocks and this ceiling, this debt ceiling. Let me
Okay.
find my
So you
message.
want to know, you want to know about the debt ceiling, or just do something random?
Okay, let me ask you one question, then do whatever you want to do. With the debt ceiling, with all this topic right now, is now a good time to buy stocks?
So that question is an open-ended question because even when the economy is bad, that could be a good time to buy stocks. It depends on what you're buying because the stock market is a global market. So there's certain things in a recession or in a bad time where money costs a lot, so to speak, and things are like costing a lot. Where, like, for example, like if gas goes up, there's something else that is probably going down, and that's when you want to buy stock. When the item is low, you buy stock low, and then you watch it go up. You know what I mean? So like for example, during the pandemic, right? If you would have bought like face masks just before the pandemic, right? They would have been at a pretty low a price. But then as soon as the pandemic hit, it would have shot up. Just like J&J, all those companies that made the vaccination, same thing with those. So it's not a really open-ended question. There's variables that you got to take into account for every situation.
Okay, now go on, give me something good.
All right.
Before we go there, Mo, hold on. Before we go there, Mo got a stock market group. For those y'all that are interested in it, either send him a friend request or send me a message so I can add you to the group. But he does a stock market thing, so I'm trying to get a little educated. Now go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, I can just talk about that because I'm gonna tell you why I did this page. I did this page because when I got my first job, I was about 17. Got my first job. I was working right alongside a little white boy, and he said, the white boy came in. He came into work happy, man. He was happy, and I said, "What you happy about?" He said, "My stock split." And I knew I was at a disadvantage in life when he said that because I had no idea what he was talking about. So I went and did my research and found out exactly what he's talking about. And one of the things that I think just I know for sure because I have the data, Black people and Hispanic people on a whole are behind when it comes to stocks, what they can do in the stock market. It might sound corny, but it's a way where you can invest your money and to make money. So just imagine this, right? Let's say you got, I don't know, $1,000. Would you invest it in, let's say, Facebook, for example? You could invest your $1,000 in Facebook, and as Facebook's value grows, you get return on your money. That's simple. It's as simple as it gets. That's the simple strategy. And I can tell you right now, in terms of the stocks and stock market, as far as that goes, we Black men and Black women are in dead last place when it comes to investing in investments. Got to change that, folks, because we are not getting the wealth that we could be getting. We're not building our wealth like we could be building it. And so I started this group. It's an introductory group, so don't let it scare you off. It's an introductory group. It's called Stock Market Basics on Facebook. You can search it, the Stock Market Basics. Join the group and learn just the basics on stock. From there, you can grow it into whatever you wanted to grow into, but just hit the ground running, get things started. You know, you can have your teenagers join, you can join, whoever, and just get this basic information.
All right, so y'all know what it is. It's that bewitching hour, and I enjoyed the time with y'all. Chloe is here. We and Chloe gonna start doing some things. We're gonna let y'all know. We got some things coming up. We're gonna have a good summer. And as always, if there's something you want to talk about, just shoot me an inbox, shoot me a text, however you get in touch with me. Get in the Mo's group. We got to do better with this. We got to do better with this education, especially financial education. For us to get ahead, we can't keep waiting on somebody to make things better for us or waiting for the government to do right by us. Some things we could just do on our own. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing better than being self-educated. So with that being said, y'all know this is Random Thoughts with DVP. My friend, partner, player Mo here. Mel out doing her thing. So we're going to get out of here. And y'all know it is, right? Until next week, peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. And we out.